Hey, Judge Mathis, how are you today, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I want to ask.
I'm not good. Rather, it's the worst days of my life. How about that?
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I wanted to ask you, with news of the separation, how are you holding up?
Not holding up very well. I would say the other man. Maybe I'll be an example for other men. Cautionary tale. Don't neglect your wife. See how me at the airport now, flying out, as I have for 40 or for 25 years. My wife has been third, serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends. That's what happens, guys. Never be too busy or never have too much fun beyond your life.
So I do want to ask, the date of separation is listed back to July 17th. Has this been coming for some time now, or was it something out the blue?
Well, ever since we started taping here in LA, I committed to staying home more and making my wife more of a priority. But as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road doing the same thing. And in terms of going out to another city. But I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what July 17th meant.
Would you say you two are in a good place right now, or able to maintain a friendship? Or
oh yeah, we're still in the same house and we're maintaining a friendship. And I'm trying to get my wife back. I have to show her that though. Hopefully I can show her while we're there together before, and hopefully she doesn't complete the process. But I'm changing in hopes that she will. I'm gonna get my wife back. How about that?
Absolutely.
I just wanted to eliminate all the rumors too, that it's something about a baby or even me molesting a child. It's none of that. I've just told you what it is.
There were also, kind of some rumors of any infidelity. Did you want to clear that up at all? You say it's solely neglect.
Well, neglect can create suspicion, certainly. And if you're gone as much as I am, you have every right to suspect. You go to work, you go serving the community around the country, then you go with your guys to sporting events around the country, you go to other events without your wife hanging with you and enjoying herself with you. And so, yeah, she would have a right to suspect infidelity.
But there was none of that going on.
That's not the purpose. That's not the reason for this.
And there you heard it from the judge himself, Judge Greg Mathis. And I do feel for him. I hope things get better for him and for his family. I hope he's able to put his family back together. That's wishful thinking, though. The probability of that happening, even though I'm on the outside looking in, but I would say that the probability of him putting his family back together winning his wife back, as he's stating in the video, it's very low, very low. I've been through the same thing before, and other men have gone through the same thing. When your wife just files for divorce on you, and of course he stated what the reason was. He's saying it's neglect, him being on the road. And he said, I think he was gone for 3 weeks. But here's the deal. And I keep saying this. When a woman decides to leave, or not even just a woman, because a buddy of mine's left his marriage as well. And trust me, when he left that marriage already having another significant other on his arm. And then he went to his wife and said, I'm out. And when my divorce happened, similar situation. I suspect that there is another individual involved. I can't prove it, but I know all the signs were there for another individual, for her having outside extramarital affairs. So when a woman comes to you and says that the marriage is over, that marriage has been over. She's already got another man in mind. He said he was gone for 3 weeks. I'm telling you, during that 3-week time, she was having the most fun that she ever had with that other individual. And that other individual was probably telling her what she wants to hear, or telling her sweet things to get her on his side. Like, when you going to leave your husband? When you going to do this? And then he was gone. And then she said, I'm going to break it down to you. I'm telling you, I know the playbook. I understand and I know the playbook. And it's very unfortunate. When she filed for irreconcilable differences, and I was listening to Corey Holcomb and his team talk about it, and someone gave a definition of irreconcilable differences. And I'm not disagreeing with the definition that they read on the show. However, just because, and I think one of that definition, it was saying you've exhausted all possibilities and you just can't repair the thing. The unfortunate part about it is most people don't even try to resolve the marriage. Most people, they don't talk about their problems. They don't sit down. Whichever party wants to leave, the party that wants to leave never comes to the other party and is like, listen, I'm unhappy. Let's try to get back in a good place. Listen, I'm unhappy. I'm happy. They don't communicate that. They don't go to counseling and do all of this stuff beforehand and be like, see, we tried to make it work. Now we can file irreconcilable differences. Normally, people take their matters into their own hands. They step out of their marriage. They go and find somebody else to fall in love with and have fun with and play around with in the streets. And then they're like, okay, I'm going to do it. Now I'm jumping and leaving. And then when you say, well, let's try to do counseling, at that point in time, they've already hit you with the divorce talk or the divorce request. And when somebody hits you with a divorce request, it changes your whole relationship. It's almost like when you see people say, when you see someone propose to someone and that person says no, then they just break up for good. It's like, well, how come you just couldn't say no and then y'all keep the relationship going? Because once those words come out and you receive that type of rejection, both feelings change, people get awkward, it's just a mess. So I'm saying that to say this, in Judge Mathis's situation, she's already asked for the divorce. So she's already had her exit in play. Her mindset is, I'm out. She's probably more or less likely already got a new man that she's fooling around with. There's no way he's winning this woman back. And I'm speaking from experience on this too, is that the only thing she's going to do is she'll be nice to you, because I've had this happen. She'll be nice to you when she wants something from him. She's going to, when his wife, Linda, wants something from him, or whether it be she wants him to give her the 50% not contest, paying her alimony, when she wants him to, not fight her on her having to give him alimony, when she wants money for this or wants resources for that, or when she wants to keep the house or use this, whatever the reason may be. I don't want to exhaust y'all with all of the possibility. When she wants something, she'll play nice, because that's what women do. They're master manipulators. They know that, and then she knows he's emotionally tied. See, when she's filed, the person who files first wins. Y'all remember that. The person who files first wins. So she's already got him heartbroken and devastated, as you can see from this tape. And he's already saying, I'm trying to win her back. So he loves her more than she loves him in the situation. So she's going to play to that, and she's going to get whatever it is she wants. And as soon as it's finalized, she's going to go back to treating him like trash. Trust me, if he hasn't learned anything, I'm telling him from my personal experience, I've had that happen. Anytime she wants something, she can be nice and talk nice words. Then after that, she is back to being the meanest thing on planet Earth. And when I mean mean, just kind of ignoring you, not even acknowledging that you exist, treating you like a total stranger. And the same thing happened to Shaquille. Well, not in that sense, but you see now his ex is saying, I never loved that man at all. So basically, why'd you marry him and have kids with him? When these women leave you, they're fine taking your money to keep their lifestyle up, but they're not fine being your friend or having you around in their life. So he can say what he wants, because trust me too, everyone lives and still occupies the same space as their soon-to-be ex-spouse. Because that's, if you're amicable and there's no domestic violence and you're not a toxic couple like that, then you're going to be nice and be able to cohabitate. You stay on one side of the house, she stays on the other. And then once the divorce happens, she's going to go to being a nasty person. And when I say nasty, I mean, it could be just not acknowledging that he exists, but just using him and playing nice with him to get what she wants. He's in a bad situation. He really is. And you can see that he's heartbroken about this. And like I said, she's already got her new man. She's fine without him. I'm telling you, the reports always say women are happier being single. Men are miserable single, and they're happier being in marriages, but women are miserable in marriages. She's 60-something years old. She's relatively attractive. But, she's going to go out there, and she may not be, even if she doesn't have another man, but I think she does. But even if she just wants somebody to come through maybe once a month, or once every other month, hit her off, do what he does to her, and then leave. Because that's what women want. Once women have their own resources and all that other stuff, they don't really need a man. So if she can get all of his resources, she's not looking for companionship and having to share a bed and having to clean up after this man and having to please him and be cuddled up with him. She cuddled up with him for 39 years. I'm telling y'all, no one, if you've been married with someone for 39 years, you don't just walk out. You being married to somebody for 39 years and then I guess the last couple of years they just been away on the road. You're not leaving because of they've been away on the road. Yeah, he's neglected you, but another man has fulfilled his role. Or maybe she's just come to the epiphany that, hey, I don't need a man in my life and I don't need him. But I find that strange that after 39 years, you'd be willing to throw away this man and throw away this relationship. Now, once again, I am not a judge. I'm not a lawyer. And I know Judge Mathis knows the law way more than I do. But I can tell you right now from the way that he's talking, you can tell that he's emotionally devastated. So she has the upper hand in this situation. But if it were me, and I'm going to tell you from past experience, from my friend, I have 3 friends that got their, or 2 friends that got their divorce, and then me. And from what I know, this is the advice that I would give. And of course, I know a lot of people are going to say, who are you to give Judge Mathis advice? But trust me, he's not in a stable mindset. He needs to talk to someone outside of the family. Don't talk to your kids about it and get advice from them on what you should do. Talk to your lawyer. He should talk to his lawyer because your lawyer he or she has zero personal connections with this relationship. Now, if your lawyer knows your wife and has y'all are kind of emotionally tied to one another, then you need to get another lawyer, somebody that's very impartial, because that person is going to speak from a rational perspective. And hopefully that person tells him to fight her on paying her alimony or splitting his assets 50-50, because he's in California. He's going to have an uphill battle with that, but still get a lawyer that will tell you and be rational with you and tell you you need to fight her. Because if she's willing to walk out on a relationship, then let her walk out on what she came into the relationship with. If she's had a part-time job or if she was working while he was off doing his show, then you leave with whatever money you made from that. But outside of that, I'm keeping everything else because you want to leave. If you want to leave and leave the life that we built, leave with just your clothes on your back and whatever you can take in the suitcase, whatever clothes you can take in the suitcase. That will be one thing that I would tell him, because you can tell from right now, he's going to cave into all her wishes. The man looks broken. He sounds broken. And rightfully so, he should be, because I know he's devastated. But trust me, I've been a nice guy, and I was a nice guy, and I fell for all of that nice stuff that was popping off at me. And now I'm at the point where it's like, the heck with her. You know, you have bad thoughts because you know that person just used you to be nice to get what they wanted and then left. And you like, man, I gave her a lot of things that she didn't deserve and she's still not nice to me. So if I was him, make her leave with what she came with. That's 1. Get your lawyer that doesn't know your wife so they can speak to you rationally. That's 2. Like I said, fight her on all of that stuff. Don't pay for anything. Don't give her anything she's requesting in the divorce decree. Make her pay. If you want to leave, you know, this is the price that you pay to leave, and it should make it worth your while. And if she truly wants to leave and it's in her heart, then she'll leave with nothing. Set up your trust. And that's why I keep telling other people on this channel, whether you're male or female, the one thing that I definitely would set up is a trust fund. This is no joke. The reason why I say set up a trust fund, as a matter of fact, I was just on somebody else's channel and I left a comment in their comment section because they were talking about divorce. Matter of fact, someone made a video saying that I guess the husband, their father, the guy made a video saying that his father recently passed away, but his father and his mother have been divorced for like over 30 years. When he called his mother up to let his mother know, who's remarried, she's been remarried, When he called his mother to let his mother know that his father, her ex-husband, had passed away, he said that she was still had access to the bank accounts. So I guess she still knew what his user ID and password was. She went into the accounts, cleaned the accounts out because the father never changed the joint account names. He kept them on there. He didn't update any of his documentation. She was still on the house. So the son said that the mother has now claimed the rights to the house and plan on selling it so that her and her new husband can take the money. So she's cleaned out the bank accounts. She's taken the house. She's basically robbing her son of his future. And she doesn't care. She doesn't. What mother would do this to their child? If you've been divorced from this man for 30 years, why not just say, yes, this is going to benefit my son? So, and he also said that he is estranged from his mother. But even if I was estranged from my kids, I wouldn't rob my kids like that. I may not leave you anything in my will, but I wouldn't rob you from what your father's left you. So that's why I tell men, you should, number one, have separate bank accounts. You should maybe have one joint bank account if you're paying bills, sharing common bills and expenses out of that account. When you should just keep that account filled just enough to pay those bills and maybe have a little overage in it. But the bulk of your money should be in your own personal account without her name on it. That's number one. Number two, like I said, if you don't have a trust, you need to get a trust set up. And the reason why I say a trust over a will is because this is what's going to happen. Judge Mathis has kids with this lady. And let's just say even you all, if you have somebody and now that person is your ex, but y'all share kids in common, trust me, and this is especially for fellas, women love to think that their kids are obligated to take care of them in their older years. So what they do, like I told you what that guy did, women will make sure that they have fun with their money. They don't save or invest with their money. The only thing they do is party, take trips, and take flights, and live a great life and live paycheck to paycheck. Don't save up for their future. Then when they get old, then they think that they can just move in the kid's house instead of having some long-term senior health insurance and moving into a senior community or a senior home. They think that their kids are obligated to take care of them in the house. And then, or even if she's going to have her own place, she's going to be begging for resources from your kids. And then your kids, they're just going to pass along some of the resources that you gave to them to their mother. So essentially, she's just going to wait you out till you die, and then she'll still get your money. So that's why I'm saying even in the divorce, if you split, she could still get that money or resources on the back end through your kids. And then also you can look at it from this perspective too. What if, God forbid, your kids, when y'all divorce is final, what happens if your kid tragically passes away 2 days after you pass away, a month after you pass away, 2 years after you pass away? If they're not married or if they don't have children, then the money will go to what the courts consider was the order of, I forget the name, the order of priority or order of inheritance. It will go, if they don't have a spouse, if they don't have kids, then the money goes to their next of kin. First kin would be the mother. And then if the mother's not there, then it would go to other siblings. So then she would still get your money. But if you put your assets in a trust, even you can put your bank accounts in a trust, you could either do a POD, payable on death, to your kids or to your cousin, to your brother, to anybody but her. And then you could also put your bank accounts, if you wanted to, the other way, put your bank accounts into a trust. And then what you do is you assign that trust to somebody that you really know. Like I say, I have several friends that are lawyers. So one of my friends, thankfully, is going to execute mine. But my thing stipulates that, hey, my kids they're probably going to get like a little allowance, maybe like a couple of $1,000s a year from the trust, because they should still be of working age, pay you a couple of $1,000s a year until she passes away. If she's already gone and I pass second, then they'll get it immediately. But they're going to get divvied out money on an annual basis until she passes away. And then when she passes away, then they split the account equally amongst my heirs. And then the house goes into the trust. So my executor or my trustee, whatever it is you want to call him, like I told you, I'm not a lawyer, but then that person, my friend, can sit and can monitor whomever's living in the house. If they move the mother into the house, then the executor of the trust can kick everybody out the house, because that's my trust, and I have set a directive on who can stay in the house, who cannot. And then if like once again, if anything happens to the kids, they pass away, everything in the trust it doesn't go to anybody else. It's sitting in the trust. My executor controls that, and then it will pass along, hopefully in the order that you set aside in your trust. But once again, I'm not a legal person. I just know a little bit about this because, I just research these type of subjects, and also I know people that you can talk to, but I had to go get my own financial account, certified financial planner to help do this. And you'll get somebody, you don't just get a real estate lawyer to do this. You want to get somebody that specializes and operates in wills and trusts and things of that nature, because they'll know what type of trust to set up for you. They'll ask the pertinent questions to help you set up the type of trust that you need, because if you have a kid that's disabled, you're going to need a certain particular type of trust for that individual and so forth. They'll set all of that up. That's why I'm saying I'm not a lawyer. I can't speak this lingo, but definitely I think that it's worth the money, because getting a trust set up for you, depending upon where you can live, it can be $1,500, it can be $3,000. But it's best to have one, just to have gratification that when you pass away, she's not getting your money. But once again, I know Judge Mathis probably has his situation taken care of, but I can tell you from what I hear in his voice and the look on his face and the words that are coming out of that man's mouth, he is trying to get his wife back, and he's not going to do the just thing. He's not going to be just. And when I say the just thing is to treat her how she's supposed to be treated. She's not looking to get back with you. Don't let her take your assets, and don't cave in, because like I said, I know he's a judge. He knows this stuff way better than I do. But I think through the niceness of his heart, he won't want to be cruel to the mother of his children and the woman that he's been married to for 39 years. But she's not looking at it from the same perspective. She's looking, I can tell y'all from experience, she's looking at it like, I don't know that man anymore. Greg who? My new man is named Billy, or my new man is named Donnell. Matter of fact, I've just thought about it. The 39 years I was married to that other man, I don't even know his name. I realized I never even loved him. She gonna pull a Shawnee O'Neal. He wasted the best years of my life. If I had found Donnell 39 years earlier, I'd be so much happier. She'll turn on you in a heartbeat. So that's why I'm telling Judge Mathis, he's not in his right state of mind. So he's going to do the wrong thing. He's going to be chivalrous, but he shouldn't have to be. And I know I babbled on too long, so I'm going to jump off this mic, but I just wanted to make this video. This is the Political Brown Kid. I'm out of here.